Yo, people, what is up? This your boy John. How you guys doing? Hope all is well. And I don't know. I don't think I can see. Let me see how I get my chat box running. Hang on a second. My scene changed. I tell you, I love streaming, but the interface on this thing sometimes gets a little bit crinkly. And I use this thing called Ecamm Live, which I like. It's easy to set up, but oftentimes when it comes to finding out whether people are chatting with me or not, it's often hard for me to see. But at any rate, I'm going to talk to you today real quick about business because, man, I find that Facebook is full of, yeah, I saw that, Sean Lee. Hey, how are you? And I actually answered to you. Okay. So you go back and check. I think I did respond already, and if there's something else, I'll check afterwards. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Some of the worst business advice, the worst, the absolute bottom of the barrel, piece of shit advice on how to do business can be found readily every day on Facebook. Yes, I know, you think everything on Facebook is 100% right, but a lot of times it is very wrong. Not just wrong, it's very wrong. It actually sucks. The old adage of you get what you pay for really, really screams like 1000% true when it comes to how to run a business by using Facebook to tell you how to run a business. Because some of the advice on Facebook is so garbage. I don't know. Another problem with it is that a lot of it's made by, 20-year-olds. And I'm not saying 20-year-olds don't know how to run businesses, but, they haven't run them long. Most of them, right? But some of the worst advice I hear oftentimes on Facebook, man. But I'm going to give you one in particular, because I've seen this conversation happen. And that's part of the problem with Facebook. Here's part of the problem with Facebook. Facebook has a AI, right? And it basically uses what you've looked at before to try to determine what it should show you so you'll look at it again. So it has this feedback loop, right? So what I see on my Facebook page is different from what you see on your Facebook page. However, let's say you opt in, or not even opt in, but you start reading some really shitty business advice from some really shitty, what do I want to call them? A good name. Let's try a good name. Let's call them a bro hustler. Yeah, that's what I like. That's my new thing. I'm stuck on it. Bro hustlers. So let's say you see something that is of interest to you and you start reading or you start watching a live from a bro hustler who's really got shitty business advice but pretends like he knows what he's talking about because he really wants to sell you into a course. So here's what happens though, is that once you start watching it and you start getting interested in it, you'll start seeing other shitty business advice from other people who are bro hustlers, right? And then all of a sudden, your timeline is full of all this bro hustler shit, and you're just getting bad business advice after bad business advice. So every once in a while, tune into my channel. It's like, I'm teasing. I got shitty business advice just like the rest of them. Here's the one thing, though, that I've noticed, and I've seen this conversation over and over again. And it'll ask something like, if you came into a windfall of $100,000, what would you invest it in? And then all the other bro hustlers get in and they start saying, I've invested in my business. I've invested in my business because there's no better investment than myself and my own business. That is the dumbest fucking advice ever. Yes, I did say the F word. That is stupid as fuck. That is the worst advice ever, right? Because that advice is to tell you, put all your eggs in one basket. Now, if I just came up to you and said, hey, here's some good business advice, put all your eggs in one basket, you would call me a fucktard. Well, guess what? They're fucktards. Don't believe. I'm on a roll today. Don't believe that shit. It is the worst advice ever because you never know what can happen to your business. Most of our businesses are not even real, quote, businesses. They are businesses that are based on platform. You might have a business that's based on your funnel that you've created on a ClickFunnels. You might have a business that's based on an Amazon store. You might have a business based on a Shopify store. You might have a business based on driving traffic with Google. Your business might be based on just doing advertising for other companies on Facebook. You might have all of these are all brand new businesses. Trust me, right? You think about this shit. None of that, everything I've just said, none of that shit has been out 20 years ago. None of it. None of it. Facebook, nope, hasn't been here 20 years. YouTube, nope. Yeah, kind of, but not in the format it is. Google, yes, barely. You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm talking about? None of this shit that we build this whole world around, say, hey, I'm running a business. It has not been tried and tested, honestly, when you're talking about major income from major corporations. So I'm not saying that it's going to dissipate or disappear tomorrow, but any one of those platforms that you're dependent on can make one freaking change and put your business out of business. So you never know. Do you know how many people lost their business of being an influencer on YouTube when YouTube made one change to how it paid out their channels and advertising? One freaking change. Do you know how many businesses that thought they were businesses on web shops and websites that were dependent on traffic that they would get from Google? How many of them went out of business when Google made one change called Penguin? One change. And it put $1 million businesses out of sorts. Right now, Facebook is making changes. They're putting businesses and what do you call those things? My brain is not working because I'm so on fire. But anyway, advertising agencies are having problems with the changes Facebook is going through with their advertising platform. You never, ever know what's going to happen. So I think the worst piece of shit advice is that if I get a windfall of money, all of a sudden I should take all of that money and put it back in my business. That's horrible advice. I really think that's horrible advice. Better advice, I'm not saying great advice, but I think better advice is part of that money you need to take and you need to create multiple streams of income, right? You might need to take some of that money and put it in some traditional growth strategies, right? You might invest. You might do Bitcoin. I don't know, but at least you're changing up the mix so that all of your money is not dependent on the one thing. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. And so what really got me going on this is because I'm all about, if you want to be successful, then follow people that are actually successful, right? So move up not just one step, move up 2, 3 steps over where you are. I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to show you the wisdom of the richest man in the world. Here's the richest man in the world, Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos. Now, he built a business selling books online. But if he had stayed in selling books online and grew that business, he never would be where he is today. Amazon has one name, multiple streams of income, right? But you would think that Jeff Bezos, he would just invest in Amazon because it's the best thing in the world. I got the best business, so I'm going to take my money. Here's what he did, all right? He's got a net worth of $157 billion, which makes him the richest man in the world. The 55-year-old tech entrepreneur was one of the early investors in the ride-hauling app Uber. Did you hear me? Early investment. He didn't invest a whole lot of money either. He invested very little money. Well, okay, it probably wouldn't be very little money to us, but he personally sunk about $3 million into Uber for his stake in Uber. Next week, Uber is going public, and his $3 million investment is going to turn into somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 million. Okay? So just think on that. Just infinitesimally think on the fact that the richest man in the world still will take some money that he's got and invest it in other companies. It doesn't have to be his company, and it probably shouldn't be his company, because I guarantee you, if he'd have put that $3 million even in his own company, it would not be worth $400 million today. It just wouldn't. It just would, because it doesn't have that growth that Uber had from its early infinitesimal stage. So just think about that, guys. No rich person that I know has all of his money in one thing. That's the shittiest advice anybody could ever give you. So, hey, it's readily available on Facebook, though, if you need some business advice. Most of it sucks. That's all I'm just going to tell. And I'm being real, I'm being 100. Like I said, this probably sucks. So don't take that as gospel either. I mean, you really gotta think outside the box, man. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. That is the worst advice ever. I know you think you're the hottest going piece of shit on the planet right now. I get it, man. I had my day. I'm a little bit past that because I'm just old as fuck right now, and I'm not the hot shit that I was when I was 22. However, when I was 22, I knew one day I was going to be 50-something. So just think about this, guys. It's not going to last forever. Things change. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I know hypergrowth sounds really, really exciting, but oftentimes it'll be the thing that leads you into the path of the poorhouse. And we've seen a lot of people go into the poorhouse, right? We've seen a lot of massively rich people end up piss poor broke. And that's because they make bad business decisions. So some of the smartest people I know and smartest people I follow and smartest people I read about, they all really talk about diverging into different things. So you have multiple streams of income. And also, it's almost like the lottery ticket. I mean, the more tickets you buy, the more chance you're going to hit. So you never know what's out there. Definitely look at other investments. And remember the one thing that I always have lived by and a saying that I think is just paramount once you understand it, is that your income does not pay for your lifestyle. Your income should pay for your investments. And the money you make off your investments should pay for your lifestyle. If you just get that thought in your head, it will change everything about your financial makeup and what you can expect out of everything you do. It'll change the way you live your life so that you're not sucking your income dry. The stream needs to constantly be going by in order for you to take a bucket out and live off of that bucket. That's the way I think about it. It's a big stream of income that goes by, and I take out a bucket, and I live off of that income stream. If you sit at the end of your income stream and just suck it all in, just, ooh, I need that purse. Ooh, that car looks so exciting. You're sucking up all of your income. You are eating the seeds that you should be replanting. So just think about that. That's my thing for today. And literally, it drives me crazy when I see these posts where people are going back and forth about, yeah, I should invest in myself. Probably not. Think a little deeper. All right, this is your boy John. I'm out of here. I know. That was crazy, right? I know. I got more too. Peace.